Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello friends, I hope you are all well. Today we are going to do Unit 7 Modern Means of Transportation. Dear students, I am thankful to Allah Almighty who gave me the strength, time, resources and the opportunity to prepare and complete this video. The duration of this video is around an hour. I have prepared for the students of class 8th. I am sure some of you would be thinking about such a long duration of this video, but I would like to share the fact that we as a channel are sharing our videos on WhatsApp with around 700 head teachers and principals for further sharing with feeding schools and students. Thus, I received a lot of requests from our viewers to produce this lesson in one unit, so students could prepare themselves for the forthcoming exam. After watching this video, you will be able to read the text with fluency and correct pronunciation. Number 2. You will learn the translation of English into Urdu. Number 3. It will let you know about the modern means of transportation and answer the comprehension questions. Number 4. You will learn new meanings of 200 words. You will learn how to write a précis. Number 6. This lesson will give you knowledge about conditional sentences and the use of bracket in writing. This lesson will help you to understand and practice. Number 8. Emphatic and reflexive pronouns. Number 9. At the end of the lesson, you will learn about oral communication. So let's start. Means of transport play an important role in our everyday life. नकल व अमल के ज़राए हमारी रोज़मर्रा की ज़िंदगी में एक अहम किरदार अदा करती हैं. They are considered very important for the prosperity and development of any country. उन्हें किसी भी मुल्क की खुशहाली और तरक्की के लिए बहुत अहम समझा जाता है. Transport means a conveyance of people or carrying goods from one place to another. नकल व अमल का मतलब है लोगों की आमदोरफ्त या सामान एक जगह से दूसरी जगह ले जाना. People of earlier times used bullock carts and horse carriages for the journey on the roads and boats for the journey on the sea. पहले वाले लोगों ने सफ़र के लिए सड़कों पर बैलगाड़ियों और घोड़ा गाड़ियों और समंदर में सफ़र के लिए कश्तियों का इस्तेमाल किया था. Travel in the past used to be very tiresome, time-consuming and tedious. माजी में सफ़र बहुत थकावट, वक्त तलब और बेजार कुन होता था. Modern means of transport are considered an important element of the country's progress. जदीद ज़राए नकल व अमल को मुल्क की तरक्की का एक अहम उन्सर समझा जाता है. Their role in the economic and social uplift cannot be ignored. माशी और माशरती तरक्की में इसके किरदार को नज़रअंदाज नहीं किया जा सकता. Modern means of transport include all means and facilities used in the movement of people and goods. जदीद ट्रांसपोर्ट में लोगों और अशिया के नकल व अमल के तमाम ज़राए और सहूलियात शामिल हैं. Currently, there are 4 types of transport: rail transport, road transport, water transport and air transport. फिलहाल नकल व अमल के 4 इक़साम हैं: रेल की नकल व अमल, सड़क के ज़रिए नकल व अमल, पानी की आमदोरफ्त اور ہوائی نقل و عمل. These means of transport have made traveling very easy, fast and comfortable. نقل و عمل کے ان ذرائع نے سفر کو بہت آسان، تیز اور آرام دہ بنا دیا ہے. A journey that took months or years in the past can now be covered within hours. ماضی میں مہینوں یا سالوں کا سفر اب 1 گھنٹے کے اندر طے ہو سکتا ہے. Rail transport is a means of conveyance of passengers and goods. ریل ٹرانسپورٹ مسافروں اور سامان کی رسائی کا ایک ذریعہ ہے. Railway is widely used for traveling within a country. ریلوے کو بڑے پیمانے پر ملک کے اندر سفر کرنے کے لیے استعمال کیا جاتا ہے. It carries thousands of passengers and tons of cargo from one place to another. اس میں ہزاروں مسافر اور ٹنوں سامان ایک جگہ سے دوسری جگہ لے جاتا ہے. Modern high-speed rail is capable of speed up to 350 kilometers per hour. It means and in miles 220 miles per hour. But these require specially built track. جدید تیز رفتار ریل 350 کلومیٹر فی گھنٹہ کی رفتار اور میل کے حساب سے 220 میل پر گھنٹہ تک کی رفتار کی صلاحیت رکھتی ہے، لیکن ان کے لیے خاص طور پر تیار شدہ ٹریک کی ضرورت ہوتی ہے. With the development of modern road network, most of the people have started using road transport. جدید روڈ نیٹ ورک کی ترقی کے ساتھ زیادہ تر لوگوں نے روڈ ٹرانسپورٹ کا استعمال شروع کر دیا ہے. بسز، ٹرکس، cars, rickshaws and motorbikes are commonly used in our country. ہمارے ملک میں بسیں، ٹرک، کاریں، رکشے اور موٹر سائیکلوں کا استعمال عام طور پر ہوتا ہے. Within cities, buses provide a significant role in commuting a large number of travelers from one place to another. شہروں میں بسیں بڑی تعداد میں مسافروں کو ایک جگہ سے دوسری جگہ جانے میں اہم کردار ادا کرتی ہیں. Recently, large CNG buses have been put onto the streets of various cities. حال ہی میں CNG کی بڑی بسیں مختلف شہروں کی سڑکوں پر ڈال دی گئی ہیں. Since 2000, however, the government has taken a comprehensive initiative to modernize the existing bus fleets and minimally impact the environment. 2000 کے بعد حکومت نے موجودہ بسوں کی بیڑے کو جدید بنانے اور ماحولیات کو کم سے کم متاثر کرنے کے لیے ایک جامع اقدام کیا ہے. This venture will ensure high standards of efficiency and cleanliness. اس منصوبے سے کارکردگی اور صفائی کے اعلیٰ معیار کو یقینی بنایا جائے گا. Recently, metro bus system has been introduced in Lahore, Rawalpindi, اسلام آباد and ملتان. حال ہی میں لاہور، راولپنڈی، اسلام آباد اور ملتان میں میٹرو بس کا نظام متعارف کرایا گیا ہے. Water transport consists of boats, ships and tankers. آبی نقل و حمل میں کشتیاں، جہاز اور ٹینکر شامل ہوتے ہیں. In our country, the people who live near seashores use boats for short traveling and catching fishes. ہمارے ملک میں وہ لوگ جو سمندر کے کنارے کے قریب رہتے ہیں سفر کرنے اور مچھلیاں پکڑنے کے لیے کشتیاں استعمال کرتے ہیں. Ships and tankers are mainly used for carrying cargo or oil from one country to another. जहाज और टैंकर बुनियादी तौर पर एक मुल्क से दूसरे मुल्क में सामान या तेल ले जाने के लिए इस्तेमाल होते हैं. Air transport is the fastest means of traveling. हवाई नकल व अमल सफ़र का तेज़ तरीन ज़रिया है. People use this service to save time or to cover long distances within a short period of time, particularly for traveling abroad. Abroad means to go out of country. लोग इस खिदमत का इस्तेमाल वक्त की बचत के लिए या थोड़े अरसे में ख़ास तौर पर बैरूने मुल्क सफ़र करने के लिए तवील फासले तय करने के लिए करते हैं. बैरूने मुल्क यानी किसी एक मुल्क से दूसरे मुल्क जाना. The government should take all necessary steps to modernize our means of transportation because modern advancement of technology has greatly enhanced the utility of means of transportation in the national progress. हुकूमत को ज़राए नकल व अमल के ज़राए जदीद बनाने के लिए तमाम ज़रूरी इक़दामात उठाना चाहिए क्योंकि टेक्नोलॉजी की जिद्दत ने कौमी पेशरफ्त में ज़राए आमदोरफ्त की अफादियत में बहुत इजाफ़ा किया है. These means should be speedy, efficient, environment friendly and cheap to fulfill the requirements of social, economic and political uplift of the country. मुल्क के माशरती, माशी और सियासी तरक्की की ज़रूरियात को पूरा करने के लिए इन ज़राए को तेज़ रफ्तार, मौसर, माहौल दोस्त और सस्ता होना चाहिए. So now let's do its comprehension. Question number 1. What means of transport were used by the people of earlier times? In the past, people used bullock carts and horse carriages for transportation. Question number 2. How is water transport used in our country? Its answer is water transport is mainly used for carrying cargo or oil from one country to another. Question number 3. Why do people prefer air transport? People prefer air transport because it is the fastest transport and it can cover long distances within short period of time. It is particularly used for long travels. Question number 4. What vehicles are used as the means of road transport in our country? Its answer is the vehicles that are used as road transport in our country are cars, buses, motorcycles, rickshaws and trucks. Question number 5. Highlight the role of modern means of transport in economic uplift of a country. Transport contributes to financial advancement through work creation and its determined financial exercises. It saves time and resources of the citizens and plays a vital role in the enhancement and social uplift of a nation. Number 2. Read the lesson and deduce the meanings of the difficult words. The first word is tiresome. Tiresome means causing you to feel bored, annoyed or impatient. Tedious. Tiring because of length or dullness. Cargo. What does cargo mean? The goods or merchandise conveyed in a ship, airplane or any vehicle. Uplift. There are two meanings. The first one is to lift up, elevate, especially to cause a portion of the earth's surface to rise above adjacent areas, to improve the spiritual, social, or intellectual condition of something. Abroad. Abroad, like I told you before, beyond the boundaries of one's country, in or to a foreign country. Prosperity. The condition of being successful or thriving. Consider. What does consider mean? To think of, especially with regard to taking some action. Comfortable. Affording or enjoying physical comfort. In Urdu, it is known as aramda. Ignore. To refuse to take notice of. Widely. Over or through a wide area. So now we will learn how to write a précis. A précis is a clear, compact summary of a longer composition. A précis retains the essential ideas, mood, and tone of the original text. It is saying that, for example, there is a passage and you have to summarize it. The summarized text is précis. It contains the important points, the mood, and how the text sounds. It should contain all of that, and it should be in your own words. Why should we learn précis writing? Writing a précis will improve reading and writing skills. Note making. Number 3. It will also improve précis language use. Number 4. Study skills. Critical and analytical thinking. Now I will tell you how to write a précis. First of all, you make an outline of all the important points or ideas of the text and identify the purpose. By purpose I mean why are they written, for which information does it contain. Then audience. Audience to whom you are going to show this text or who is going to see it. And tone of the text, how the text is going to sound. Number 2. Take your outline and develop the points therein into sentences and paragraphs in your own words. When you have collected all the main points, then you will change the points into sentences, longer sentences or paragraphs in your own words. You will not copy the exact same sentences. Number 3. Discard unimportant material such as anecdotes, illustrations, proverb, idioms, adjectives and details. It means that you have to remove all the extra information. Number 4. Avoid the phrase in this article and the author or speaker says or the paragraph means. You have to avoid this phrase in this article, the author or speaker says, and also this one, the paragraph means. Number 5. Avoid copying long phrases or entire sentences from the original. Like I told you before, you will not copy the sentences. Number 6. Use formal standard English. It should contain no contractions, no abbreviations. By contraction, it means we will not say can't. Can't is a contraction. We will say cannot. Don't. We will not say don't. We will say do not. And by abbreviation, if you are writing, if there is a abbreviation like ATM. If in the passage there is written ATM, in the prece you will not write ATM. We will say automated teller machine. You will always write the full form of the abbreviations. Number 7. A prece is no more than 1/3 the length of the original text. It says that if a passage was of 3 pages, then your prece should be of 1 page. So this is the passage. In the end we are going to change it into prece. Mehergarh is the center of the first known developed place of civilization in its advanced form as compared to the contemporary way of life and the preceding human settlements around the world. मासिर तर्ज जिंदगी और दुनिया भर में पिछली इंसानी बस्तियों के मुकाबले में मेहरगढ़ अपनी जदीद शक्ल में तहजीब की पहली मशहूर तरक्की याफ्ता मकाम का मरकज़ है. The most unique discovery is the first known origin of the dental surgery and related medicinal activities exercised in the Mehergarh area. सबसे अनोखा दरियाफ्त मेहरगढ़ के इलाके में दांतों की सर्जरी और उससे मुतालिक दवाओं की सरगर्मियों की पहली जानकारी है. The discovery proves the great innovative mind and developmental level of those people about 9,000 years ago. ये दरियाफ्त उन लोगों 9,000 साल पहले की ज़हनी जिद्दत और तरक्की की मयार को साबित करता है. It was also a center of manufacture for various ceramic statues of male and female. ये मर्द और ख़वातीन के मुख्तलिफ सेरामिक कोज़ागरी के ज़रिए तैयार शुदा मुजस्मों की तैयारी का मरकज़ भी था. It is interesting that the male statues have turbans much like those worn by the inhabitants of Balochistan today. Turbans, in Urdu we call them pagdi and in Pashto we call them lungai. ये दिलचस्प बात है कि मर्द मुजस्मों में पगड़ियों की तरह बहुत कुछ है जो आजकल बलूचिस्तान के बासी पहनते हैं. These statues were of high quality and had great demand in the surrounding regions of South Asia. ये मुजस्मे आला मयार के थे और जनूबी एशिया के आसपास के इलाकों में इनकी ज़्यादा मांग थी. So the passage is of 122 words. So our prece will be of 42 to 45 words. This is our prece. Mehergarh was the first advanced settlement of its time, which was 9,000 years ago. They were innovative. They practiced dental surgery, medicinal activities. They had the skills of producing ceramic statues, which had demand in South Asia. The statues had turbans, which resembles the existing dress of Balochistani people. Our prece is of exact 45 words. Grammar. So now we will learn parentheses. Some of you would wonder what are parentheses. In simple words, we can call them brackets. Generally, parenthesis refers to round brackets. These are round brackets. And brackets to square brackets. When we say parenthesis, it means that it is this bracket, and when we only say brackets, then it means that we are saying these square brackets. However, we are more and more used to hearing these referred to simply as round brackets or square brackets. Usually they are this one is known as round brackets and these are known as square brackets. Usually we use square brackets. We use these for special purposes such as in technical manuals. आमतौर पर कोसेन से मुराद गोल ब्रैकेट, ये है गोल ब्रैकेट, इसे हम ज़्यादातर कोसेन कहते हैं। और अगर हम सिर्फ ब्रैकेट कहें, सिर्फ ब्रैकेट का मतलब ये वाले ब्रैकेट, वो गोल ब्रैकेट हैं कोसेन और ये सिर्फ ब्रैकेट हैं। हम सुनने के ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा आदी हैं जिनको महज गोल ब्रैकेट या मुरब्बा, ज़्यादातर हम कहते हैं गोल ब्रैकेट हम इसे कहते हैं और मुरब्बा ब्रैकेट हम इससे कहते हैं, कहा जाता है। आमतौर पर हम स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट ये वाले खसूसी मकासद के लिए इस्तेमाल करते हैं, जैसे brackets are symbols that we use to contain extra information or information that is not part of the main content. Brackets always come in pairs, an opening bracket before the extra information and closing bracket after it. When you are about to write the extra information, first you add a bracket, then you write the extra information, and when you have finished all the extra information, then you put the closing bracket. There are two main types of bracket, round and square. British English and American English define them differently, as you see below. ब्रैकेट अलामत हैं जो हम इजाफी मालूमात या ऐसी मालूमात पर मुश्तमिल है जो मरकज़ी मवाद का हिस्सा नहीं है। ब्रैकेट हमेशा जोड़ा जोड़ा होता है। इजाफी मालूमात से पहले एक ओपनिंग ब्रैकेट, यानी अगर आप एक्स्ट्रा मतलब इजाफी मालूमात लिखना चाहते हैं, उससे पहले आप एक ब्रैकेट डालेंगे, उसे हम ओपनिंग ब्रैकेट कहते हैं। फिर आप इजाफी मालूमात लिखेंगे, फिर जब आपने सारा लिख लिया तो फिर आप आखिरी ब्रैकेट डालेंगे जो है क्लोजिंग ब्रैकेट। ब्रैकेट के दो अहम इकसाम हैं, गोल और मुरब्बा। गोल हम इसे कहते हैं और मुरब्बा हम इसे कहते हैं। जैसा कि आप नीचे देख रहे हैं, बरतानवी अंग्रेज़ी और अमरीकी अंग्रेज़ी इनकी मुख्तलिफ वजाहत करते हैं। British English. In British English, we call these brackets round brackets or simply brackets. And in American English, we call them parentheses. We often use British English. Parentheses. Round brackets are basically used to add extra information to a sentence. Look at these examples. Explain or clarify. Tony Blair. You see, we are writing after that we are writing extra information. So here we will add an opening bracket. Then we will write the extra text. Then the closing bracket. Resigned from office in 2007. ये देखिए, जब एक्स्ट्रा इंफॉर्मेशन आ रहा होता है यानी इजाफी मालूमात, तो सबसे पहले हम ओपनिंग ब्रैकेट डालते हैं, फिर हम इजाफी मालूमात लिख देते हैं और फिर आखिर में क्लोजिंग ब्रैकेट डाल देते हैं। और यूज ऑफ राउंड ब्रैकेट्स टू इंक्लूड नंबर्स और लेटर्स इन एन enumeration. We are enclosing the numbers in brackets. A project proposal should include a description of the project, an identification of the target audience, an explanation of why the project deserves funding, a comparison with similar projects implemented in recent years. Number 2. Writing a précis will improve reading, writing, note-taking, and critical thinking. Your school bag should include books, notebooks, maps, workbooks, and geometry box. Number 3. The story should include number 1. A theme. Number 2. Characters. Number 3. A plot. Number 4. Conflict. Number 5. Solution. Use round brackets to express an amount in numbers previously expressed in words. My mother spent 5,000 rupees. You see, we are enclosing numbers in the brackets. This is the amount expressed in words. So in the brackets, we will express it in numbers as 5,000 on the tea party for my friends. Almost 70% of Pakistan's population depends on agriculture for earning. You see, the same goes here. 70% in words, and in the brackets we write 70% in numbers. Agriculture means farming. Use round brackets to mark off explanatory or supplementary material. Now we will enclose extra information in the brackets. Fatima Jinnah. Now the extra information starts. The youngest sister of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Now it is finished. Then we will add a closing bracket. Was a dentist by profession. Do you know Jamal? Bracket. My brother's friend. This is the extra information. Activity. Write down at least 3 sentences by using round brackets to enclose numbers to mark off explanatory material. This is your homework. What are emphatic pronouns and reflexive pronouns? Reflexive pronouns are formed by the addition of the suffix self for singular or selves for plural to simple pronouns such as my. When you add self to it, it becomes myself, or it doesn't make myselves. Yourself, her, herself, him, himself, itself. We use selves with themselves. We use them for plural, not singular. We use selves for plural. You see, him is not plural, so we don't use it for him or any of these words. Them and our are plural, so we use selves. Themselves, ourselves. My plus self, myself. Your plus self, yourself. Our plus self, ourselves. Them plus selves, themselves. It plus self, itself. Emphatic pronouns. When the subject and the object refer to the same person, a reflexive pronoun is used for the object. I cut myself. Here, the subject and the object refer to the same person, I. I and myself are refer to each other. I and myself is one thing. You cut yourself. Here, the subject and the object refer to the same person, which is you. You and yourself. You and yourself are related. They are same. She cut herself. The subject and the refer to the same person, which is she. She cut herself. She and herself are related. The child cut itself. Same rule is applied over here. We cut ourselves. This is for plural. We ourselves. See, they are plural and and reflexive pronoun is used. We ourselves. Note: when self is used independently, it is a noun and not a pronoun. An honest man keeps his self. When self is used separate, then it is a noun, self, not a pronoun. Keeps his self free from all vices. One's self is always more important to one than anything else. Here, self is also independent, so it is a noun, not a pronoun. Emphatic pronouns. When reflexive pronouns are used to put emphasis on a particular noun, they are called emphatic pronouns. He, himself. He himself. Himself is like as if he is talking about he. Told me this. I finished the job myself. Myself. They themselves admitted their mistake. The same rule is applied in these two sentences, all of them. We ourselves witnessed the accident. This is applying for example, as if we can say that this is talking about we, ourselves is talking about we. The emphatic pronoun cannot be used as subjects. It is therefore wrong to say Akbar and myself went there. No. Herself swam in the river. This is also wrong. I invited herself to tea. These three are wrong. The correct sentences are as follows. Instead of this, Akbar and myself went there, we will write Akbar and I went there. She swam in the river instead of herself swam in the river. I invited her to tea instead of I invited herself to tea. It doesn't even make sense. Difference between reflective and emphatic pronouns. A pronoun is a reflexive one if the action of the subject reflects upon the doer. Emphatic pronouns, on the other hand, are used to just emphasize the action on the subject. He cut himself. This is reflexive. Here, the subject and object refer to the same person. He himself cut the cake. Now this one is emphatic. Here, the emphatic pronoun himself merely puts emphasis on the noun he. Like I said, himself, we can say that himself is talking about he. I spoke to the principal myself. Emphatic, you must blame yourself for the loss. Reflexive. Note then that an emphatic pronoun can be removed from the sentence and the core meaning would not be affected. A reflexive pronoun, on the other hand, is indispensable. The sentence wouldn't make complete sense if you remove the reflexive pronoun. Compare. He himself cut the cake. He cut the cake. He cut himself. He cut what? You will have noticed that in the first pair of sentences, the core meaning doesn't change when the emphatic pronoun himself is removed from the sentence. In the second pair of sentences, the meaning changes or becomes incomplete when the reflexive pronoun is removed. Himself is a reflexive pronoun. When you remove it, it doesn't make self. He cut dash. He cut what? It has to be something. It has to be a reflexive pronoun if a person cut himself. Notes. If the reflexive pronoun in a sentence is replaced by the reciprocal pronoun each other, the meaning of the sentence changes drastically. Compare. Akbar and Jawad blamed themselves for the loss. Akbar blamed himself and Jawad blamed himself. Each other is short form of saying blamed himself and the person blamed himself. Dash blamed himself and the person blamed himself. Each other is a short form of it. Akbar and Jawad blamed each other for the loss. Themselves. Akbar blamed himself and Jawad blamed himself. Akbar didn't blame Jawad and Jawad didn't blame Akbar. Akbar and Jawad blamed each other for the loss. Akbar blamed Jawad and Jawad blamed Akbar. When reflexive pronouns are used to put emphasis on a particular noun, action of the subject, they are called emphatic pronoun. Note: emphatic pronouns cannot be used as subject. For example, I myself will do it. She herself washed her clothes. He himself painted the walls. Reflexive pronouns. When the subject and the object refer to the same person, a reflexive pronoun is used for the object. For example, she hurt herself. We often amuse ourselves. The boy hid themselves behind the door. Activity. State which pronoun in the following sentences are reflexive and which are emphatic. Samina hurt herself. I will do it myself. The minister himself said this. We often deceive ourselves. I myself heard the remark. The boys hid themselves behind the door. We enjoyed ourselves at the picnic. Imad himself drove the car. So the first one is Samina hurt herself. It is a reflexive. I will do it myself. This is also reflexive. I will underline the reflexive sentences. Samina hurt herself. This is reflexive. I will do it myself. This is also reflexive. The minister himself said this. This is also reflexive. We often deceive ourselves. This is also reflexive. I myself heard the remark. This is emphatic, so I will bold it. The boys hid themselves behind the door. This is reflexive. We enjoyed ourselves at the picnic. This is also reflexive. Imad himself drove the car. This is emphatic, so I will bold it. So now we will learn first conditional sentence. The first conditional sentence structure is called the future or real condition. Its structure is first comes if, then the phrase which you are talking about should be in simple present tense. Then after that will come, and in the end the verb. Even though the sentence structure is used to talk about the future, the condition clause if I eat too much uses simple present tense. You see, the structure is talking about the future, but the condition clause is in simple present tense. Examples. If, you see, if comes first. It rains. This is the condition clause. We won't have our picnic. We is instead of will. See where the will is, the word will is. Won't is the contraction is of will not. We can also say if it rains, we will not have our picnic. If you stay out in the rain too much, you'll get sick. If condition clause, then the verb. If you eat too much ice cream, if condition clause, and in the end you'll make yourself sick. Sick over here is in this sentence it is as a verb. Variations of first conditional sentences. The imperative can be used in the result clause. If you call your father tonight, pay my regards. Remember to buy some bananas if you go to the supermarket. If anyone calls for me, tell him I am busy. Conjunctions can be used to talk about the future. We can use conjunctions of time, which are when, before, after, as soon as, until. Instead of if in the condition/dependent clause, they are always followed by the simple present tense. Now instead of if, we will use more words. When. I'll wash the dishes when my favorite TV show is over. I'll come inside when it gets dark. You see, when is used instead of if. Before. I'll finish this report before I leave tonight. He'll call you before he goes out tonight. After. I'll eat after I finish my homework. After comes instead of if. He'll look for a place to live after he finds a job. After. Until. I'll sit outside until it gets dark. We'll wait until the rain stops. Then we will go outside. As soon as. Call me as soon as you get in. We'll start the function as soon as. See, as soon as is used instead of if. You don't have to use if all the time. You can use other words. The principle arrives. The present perfect can be used with the conditional clause. The present perfect can be used in the result clause with when and after. There is no change in the meaning of the sentence when the present perfect is used after. Tell me what you think of the lecture after you attended. You see, this is the conditional clause is in present perfect tense. After you attend it. It doesn't affect it. Or tell me what you think of the lecture after you've attended it. You see, this also doesn't change. After I find a job, I look for a place to live. Or after I found a job, I look for a place to live. I found a job, and the conditional clause is in present perfect tense. When means that the event or action must happen before a future event or action occurs. When, you see, when is used, then this is the event or action. I have saved enough money. This is the first action. This must happen before the next action, which is I'll buy a car. When I have saved enough money, I'll buy a car. When I have saved enough money, I am going to buy a car. When I find a job, I look for a place to live. Same goes over here. When I find a job, they are the conditional. The future event is taking one future event takes place, then the other takes place. The second will not occur until and unless the first one is done. Activity. Choose the correct option and complete the sentences. If I lose my job now, I would start a business of my own, will take a long holiday and apply for a new job later. Will. This is in simple present tense. So after that will come. So will is over here. Take a long holiday and apply for a new job. This is a verb. If he calls me lazy again, I dash. Won't ever help him. Go and tell his parents. Won't ever help him because won't will not ever help him. It uses will and after that comes a verb. My sister won't ever speak to me again if I let her down now. If I would let her down now. My sister won't ever speak to me again if I let her down now. I would let her down now. I would, because would is the past tense of will, and let her down is a verb. If their demand increases, prices dash rise. Prices will rise. I will take a bath after dash. I reach home. After. I will take a bath after. I will reach home. I reach home. I will reach home. So now let's do its word meanings. The first word is modern. It means jadid. Transportation. Nakal o amal. Means zarai. Important. Ahem. Role. Kirdar. Everyday. हर रोज. Considered. समझा जाता है. Prosperity. खुशहाली. Development. तरक्की. Conveyance. पैगाम रसानी. Carrying. ले जाने वाला. Horse carriages. घोड़े की गाड़ियाँ. Boats. कश्तियाँ. Journey means सफ़र. Sea यानी समंदर. Travel. सफ़र. Past. माजी. Tiresome. थकावट. Time consuming. वक्त लगता. Tedious. थका देने वाला. Element. उनसर. Progress. तरक्की. Economic. माशी. Social uplift. माशरती तरक्की. Ignored. नज़रअंदाज किया. Include. शामिल करें. Facilities. सहूलियात. Movement. तहरीक. Currently. फिलहाल. Types. Exam. Road transport. Water transport. पानी में आमदोरफ्त. Made. बना हुआ. Easy. आसान. Fast. तेज. Comfortable यानी आरामदा. Covered. तय करता है. Passengers. मुसाफिरों. Goods. सामान. Is widely. वसी पैमाने पर है. Within. के अंदर. Capable. काबिल. Speed. रफ्तार. Require. की ज़रूरत है. Specially. ख़ास तौर पर. Track. Network. Trucks. Commonly. आम तौर पर. Cities. शहरों. Provide means फराहम करते हैं और significant का अहम. Commuting. सफ़र. Large यानी बड़े. Travelers. मुसाफिरों. One place to another. एक जगह से दूसरी जगह. Recently. हाल ही में. Large. बड़े. CNG. Put into. डाल दिया. Various cities. मुख्तलिफ शहरों. However. अलबत्ता. Comprehensive. वसी. Initiative. पहल. Modernize. जदीद बनाए. Existing. मौजूदा. Fleets. बेड़ें. Minimally. कम से कम. Impact. के असरात. Environment. माहौल. Ensure. यकीनी बनाने. Standards. मायारात. Efficiency. कारकिर्दगी. Cleanliness. सफाई. Recently. हाल ही में. System. निज़ाम. Introduced. मुतारिफ कराया. Consists of. पर मुश्तमिल है. Ships. جہاز. near قریب. سی شورس سمندر کے کنارے. کیچنگ پکڑنے. ٹینکرز ٹینکر. مینلی بنیادی طور پر. کارگو کارگو. آئل تیل. فاسٹسٹ سب سے تیز. سروس خدمت. ڈسٹنسز دوریاں یا فاصلے. پیریڈ مدت. پارٹیکولرلی خاص طور پر. ابراڈ بیرون ملک. ایڈوانسمنٹ ترقی. گریٹلی بہت. انہانسڈ بڑا ہوا. یوٹیلیٹی افادیت. نیشنل قومی. پروگریس ترقی. اسپیڈی تیز. انوائرمنٹ فرینڈلی یعنی ماحول دوست. چیپ سستا. فلفل پورا کرنا. پولیٹیکل اپلفٹ سیاسی ترقی. ڈیڈیوس کٹوتی اخذ کرنا نکالنا. وہیکلز گاڑیاں. کریشن تخلیق. ڈٹرمائنڈ تعین. سٹیزنز شہری. وائٹل اہم. کمپوزیشن مرکب. ریٹینس برقرار رکھتا ہے. اسینشل ضروری. کریٹیکل تنقیدی. انالیٹیکل تجزیاتی. آؤٹ لائن خاکہ. آئیڈینٹیفائی شناخت. آڈینس سامعین. ڈسکارڈ خارج کر دی ختم کر دی. انامپورٹنٹ غیر اہم. مٹیریل مواد. اینیکڈوٹس کہانیاں. السٹریشنز عکاسی. پروورب کہاوت. ایڈیمز محاورے. ایڈجیکٹیوز صفت. ڈیٹیلز تفصیلات. اوائڈ گریز کریں. آتھر مصنف. اسپیکر اسپیکر. فریزز یعنی جملے. انٹائر پورے. اوریجنل اصل. فارمل رسمی. ایبریویشنز مخففات. سویلائزیشن تہذیب. کمپیئرڈ موازنہ. پریسیڈنگ سابقہ. سیٹلمنٹس بستیاں. یونیک انوکھا. ڈسکور دریافت. ڈینٹل یعنی دانتوں کا. سرجری سرجری. ریلیٹڈ یعنی متعلقہ. میڈیسنل دواؤں. پروفز ثابت کرتا ہے. انوویٹو جدید. مائنڈ دماغ. مینوفیکچر تیاری. ویریس یعنی مختلف. سیرامک کوزاگری. اسٹیچوز مجسمے. انٹرسٹنگ دلچسپ. ٹربنس پگڑی. وارن پہنا ہوا. انہیبیٹنٹس باشندے. ڈیمانڈ مطالبہ. سراؤنڈنگ آس پاس. ریجنس خطے. ساؤتھ ایشیا جنوبی ایشیا. جنرلی عام طور پر. پیرنتھسس کوسین. راؤنڈ بریکٹس یعنی گول بریکٹ. اسکوئر بریکٹ مربع بریکٹ. یوزلی یعنی عام طور پر. سمبلز علامتیں. کنٹین پر مشتمل ہے. ایکسٹرا اضافی. انفارمیشن معلومات. پارٹ یعنی حصہ. کنٹینٹ مواد. ڈیفائن کی وضاحت. ڈفرینٹلی مختلف طریقے سے. بلو نیچے. سمبلز علامتیں. کنٹین پر مشتمل ہے. ایکسٹرا انفارمیشن اضافی معلومات. کنٹینٹ یعنی مواد. ڈیفائن کی وضاحت. ڈفرینٹلی مختلف. بیسیکلی بنیادی طور پر. ایکسپلین وضاحت. کلیریفائی وضاحت کریں. ریزائنڈ استعفیٰ دے دی. انکلوز منسلک. انیومریشن گنتی. پروجیکٹ پروپوزل منصوبے کی تجویز. ڈسکرپشن تفصیل. ٹارگٹ آڈینس افراد برائے ہدف. ڈیزروز مستحق. فنڈنگ سملر یعنی اس طرح اور امپلیمنٹڈ کا لاگو. ریسنٹ حالیہ. امپروو بہتر بنائے. تھیم یعنی سرخط. کیریکٹرز کردار. کنفلکٹ تنازع. سلوشن یعنی حل. ایکسپریس اظہار. پریویسلی یعنی پہلے. آلموسٹ تقریباً. پرسنٹ یعنی فیصد. پاپولیشن آبادی. ڈپینڈز یعنی انحصار کرتا ہے. ایگریکلچر زراعت. ارننگ کمانا. راؤنڈ یعنی گول. ایکسپلینٹری وضاحتی. سپلیمنٹری مٹیریل اضافی مواد. پروفیشن پیشہ. ایمفیٹک زور دینے والا. ریفلیکسو اضطراری. یوزڈ انڈیپینڈنٹلی آزادانہ طور پر استعمال کیا جاتا ہے. پرٹیکولر خاص طور پر. ایڈمیٹڈ داخل کیا. مسٹیک یعنی غلطی. ایکسیڈنٹ کا مطلب ہے حادثہ. ریفلیکٹو کا عکاس بیہائنڈ کا پیچھے. ڈسیو دھوکہ دینا. بیہائنڈ پیچھے. انجوائڈ لطف اٹھایا. پکنک. ڈروو یعنی نکال دیا. کنڈیشن حالت. اسٹے یعنی ٹھہرنا. رین کا مطلب بارش. سک بیمار. ویریشنز تغیرات. امپیریٹو لازمی. رزلٹ نتیجہ. ریممبر یاد رکھنا. کنجنکشنز حروف عطف. انسٹیڈ اس کے بجائے. سمپل آسان. وین یعنی کب. فیورٹ پسندیدہ. انسائڈ اندر. بیفور پہلے. آفٹر کے بعد. انٹل جب تک. ایز سون ایز جتنا جلدی ہو سکے. فنکشن تقریب. پرنسپل ارائیوز پہنچ جاتا ہے. وین یعنی کب. فیورٹ پسندیدہ. انسائڈ یعنی اندر. بیفور آفٹر یعنی کے بعد. انٹل جب تک. ایز سون ایز جتنا جلدی ہو سکے. فنکشن تقریب. پرنسپل یعنی پرنسپل. ارائیوز پہنچ جاتا ہے. ایونٹ یعنی تقریب. ایکشن عمل. ہیپن ہو. اکرز اس وقت ہوتی ہے. انف کافی. چوز منتخب کریں. کریکٹ درست. آپشن کمپلیٹ مکمل. اپلائی درخواست دیں. So now my sisters Abista and Rashil are going to show you oral communication.
Assalamu alaikum students.
Walaikum assalam.
Students, as you all know that there is a debate competition coming.
What is a debate competition?
A debate competition is a process that involves formal discussion on a particular topic. In a debate, opposing arguments are put forward to argue for opposing viewpoints. In a formal debating contest, there are rules for participants to discuss and decide on differences within a framework defining how they will do it.
Excuse me, teacher, what topic can I choose for the speech?
Pardon me.
I said what topic I could choose for the speech.
You can select a topic related to the Independence Day.
Okay, fine. I will deliver a speech on role of women in making Pakistan.
I'm sorry, it is very noisy here. Could you repeat it?
I said I will deliver a speech on role of women in making Pakistan.
Okay, it sounds good. But come to my office tomorrow. We will discuss it there.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Now, students, open your book to page 72.
So that's it for today's lesson. Subscribe our channel Computer Education Pakistan. Like this video if you enjoyed. Press the bell icon so you can get our latest notification. And also like our Facebook page Computer Education Pakistan. Allah Hafiz.